Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get on the channel Michael Mooney. It's been a bit of a while, but yeah, pleasure getting him on. And it's fight week for him. He's boxing Ishmael Ellis over 4 rounds in the Holiday Inn, Birmingham Airport. Yeah, how are you? How have you been, Michael?
All right, mate. Yeah, mate. I'm happy. I've been training quite well. I've since the summer. I had a little break. I went away for bank holiday weekend, and I really just relaxed. I was meant to go away and do some training down in Tenerife, but for some reason I couldn't find any flights that fit my schedule. So we went down to Zante and we went down there. It was just overbearing the heat. So I didn't do any training whatsoever. So before I came back to England, I set myself a task to train harder. And whilst I was thinking about this task, I decided to set myself a challenge, sort of like testing my body. So for the next 365 days, I'm already a month into it. Um, I'm gonna train. I'm not gonna have any rest days, but that's not the way to say it. I'm gonna run every single day. So on my rest days, I'm just gonna do a recovery run and with ice bath and ice my legs and stuff. So because I'm doing that every day, like my fitness has gone through the roof. So my training's gone up, and it means I'm going to bed earlier. It means I'm training more in the morning, and it just means I've trained a lot. I put in double the amount of training I usually do, even if it's just like just going for a quick 3 miler because I've got to do something that day. It's making me more active. Like so, going for a quick 3 or 4 miler in the morning, and I've got the energy then in me legs, and then so I finish work. So I want to go training straight away. Sometimes it's running, sometimes it's boxing, sometimes it's going to the gym itself just to do some weights. But I've been putting in a lot of training, and I'm looking forward to this fight, and especially how I'm feeling now during fight week.
Yeah, and of course it's a good fight for you against Ishmael Ellis, former Midlands champion. What do you know of him?
Um, I just know that he turns up all the time. He's always in the gym. I've been told he always turns up to win. Um, he's only lost against really good opponents. So if I'm gonna have to do something that to win, it'll be something special. Have I got anything special left in the tank at my age? Who knows? I doubt it.
Mm.
But we'll see.
I mean, you do fight, week in, week out. Of course, you've had a little bit of a, well, not really. I mean, you had well, is it 3 fights in the space of 4 weeks?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm usually a bit busier, but this year I've been concentrating on work, trying to put a bit more effort into work, and I weren't balancing right with my social life and my training, and if work was being affected, so sort of tried to knock some of the training on the head to concentrate more on work, but really it was the social life that was getting in the way. So now I'm just training and just working, and it's working quite well. So on the build up to Christmas, I would personally like to be out a lot more. 'Cause I think I've only had 13 fights this year so far.
Mm.
Some people, that's a lot. For me, that's only half the amount I want. I want to be, I want to be out every week. But then again, I've got to look for the right opponents. Can't go out fighting every week at the age of 39. I could at the age of 29 in my early 30s, but at this stage, I sort of got to be a little bit careful sometimes. I can't have a couple of hard fights in a row. I want to.
'Cause that Simmons fight was a tough fight, wasn't it?
Which one was that?
Leighton Simmons, I think it was in Leicester or somewhere.
When I had in Leicester, I had
Yeah.
the big cut from. Oh, sound like that. Yeah, that was all right. So if I had one of them every week, I'd fight every week of the year.
Was that a tough fight, that?
He's a tough fighter, yeah, but weren't one of the toughest I've had this year.
Who would you say, of course, you've been in there with loads of prospects. Who would you say's been, what's the word, hardest hitter, would you say?
Hardest hitter. Well, the hardest bloke who ever hit me, I knocked him out after. So, which I think I got. Well, I didn't get lucky. I think it was more fortune. He hit me that hard in the first round. And it scared me. So I came out in the second round. I thought, I've got nothing to do now. I was just gonna have to just hit him as hard as I can. The next thing I know, he's laying on the floor. But that was Samo Mason. He
Oh
fought.
yeah.
He fought for the world. He fought for 2 world titles after I beat him. But obviously he sold the tickets and his face fit the bill. You know, I ain't worried.
Because he's former English champion. I believe he fought Dalton as well a few years ago.
Yeah, I ain't too sure. I don't follow his career. Do you know what? If you ask me who my favourite boxer in England is, it's me at the moment. And I don't really follow anyone else. I ain't really that much into it as much as I used to be.
Oh, really? Do you follow? Of course, you see, the usual away fighters, Jordan Granham and stuff every
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
So you know
yeah.
how they get on.
I follow the small boxing. I follow the small boxing like all the time. It's all over my social media, and I do like to keep tabs on who's fighting who, and ask the questions. Oh, what's that lad like you fought? What's he like? Try and get a bit of information on. So always chat to the other journeyman on the scene and see who's up and coming, see what the shows are like. It's good to stay in touch with other lads like that. Get a bit of information.
Did you had a good fight with a fellow road warrior as well in February, and you got a draw against Jake Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that was a good little show. We was on the Albanians, the undercard for the Albanians.
Jurgen.
Fight. Yeah, it was they had a big massive TV show over there, but they filmed it over here, and they got just picked a couple of lads that they wanted to fight on there, and as soon as I done that, I think they liked the fight that I did, and then after I fought a lightweight ranked number 1 in Albania. And then a couple of fights later, I fought ranked number 2 in Albania. So it got me a bit of work, got me a couple of gigs. That did.
Yeah, good scraps as well. Again,
Yeah,
yeah, and
they. You know what? That was one of the first on the first Albanian I fought. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He was pretty tough. He didn't stop moving, and he did.
Andrea.
I think that might have been him. Yeah. God, he didn't throw. He threw loads of punches. He didn't stop hitting me. I was glad to get in the car and go home after.
That was tough night's work. You get some very tough fights, and then you get the not. I wouldn't say easy because that's rude, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean.
Slower pace sort of fight.
I can sort of like I can sometimes have a daydream and look into the crowd, saying like, or even chat to me dad. Oh, dad, go and warm the car up quickly, mate. Come on, get us a drink from the bar. Have a little chat with him. Like, go on, then, dad, let's go. Because you can switch off in some of these fights because they're really some of the lads. I mean, they can't punch for toffee. It's like getting hit by a wet sponge. But on the flip side, I wouldn't in any easy fight. It's not so hard. And then 2 weeks later, you could be in there with someone who can just. It feels like they're hitting you with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, exactly that. You get some who
Swings and roundabouts, mate.
non-stop
Swings and
punch.
roundabouts. Yeah, on non-stop punching hard as well.
Yeah, that's the tough nights, isn't it?
Yeah, some of these lads, they know if they can punch hard because they get told from a young age. So they start concentrating on hitting your loads and they don't work on defence much,
Why
these lads.
did why did you not want to become like a prospect?
Oh, I don't know if we spoke about this in our last interview, but I turned professional at the age of 28. So it was really like it was totally past. See, when I went in the amateurs, that was when lads were like turning over pro. So I had to. It was like I was put back in. When these lads have been put back in school, I was like put back for a couple of years.
Mm.
So by the time it come to turning over, I had a bloke who convinced me to turn over was a journeyman himself, and I just listened to what he said, and then this manager found me, and he said, "Oh, you could be a prospect." I said, "Mate, listen, I'm just going to do whatever." And then I did start chinning people and I knocked a few lads out, and then
Yeah.
I did a couple of good fights, and then I did try to sort of get pushed into sort of being a prospect sort of, direction, but I wasn't really that bothered. I did try, but I got myself in trouble a couple of times, and I'm like a bit of a jack the lad. And I just thought, I'm just going on the road. I failed a medical early on in my career, and when I came back, I was told, look, you've got nowhere to go now. The only place you can go is either be a journeyman and go on the road as a journeyman, or retire. And there was no way I was going to retire this way of life. Being a journeyman, it's not like being a prospect. Being a prospect, you have 3 fights a year. You're in training camp for 12 weeks, then you have your fight, and then after, you're not training. I couldn't get my head around that. All I want to do is box. All I want to do is fight. All I want to do is go to the gym and train. Being a journeyman, you've got to be able to fight at the drop of an hat. If someone said to me, look, I had this fight, if I have a fight with Friday now, go and relax on the weekend, and then I'm back in the gym Monday morning. Monday afternoon, I'm out doing the 10 miler. If I get a phone call on Wednesday saying, Moon, you want to fight Scotland on Saturday? I'm
So you're
there.
scheduled for a fight in Scotland next week?
Am I?
Well, that's what it says on BoxRec.
How ironic. Yeah. Well, that's that then. I'm ready to go next week then. Yeah, I don't even know, mate. I don't even check sometimes. I'm
You
always
just say
ready.
yes.
That's that then. I'm fighting next week. That's that sorted. Might as well go and book myself an holiday.
Of course, your main event as well this Friday. Are you? Do you like? Of course, do you like fighting main event, or do you just want to get in there, get the job done, and go?
Get the job done and go.
So, do
Yeah.
you not like the whole
Um,
main event feeling?
it's not for me, mate. I don't care about that stuff. I certainly don't care for fancy ring walks and glitzy stuff like that. Now I just want to get in there and have a scrap. Just want to start throwing some punches, blocking some punches, bit of bish bash bosh, and then get out and go
Are
home.
you
I just
looking
want to
forward to
box.
your fight with Ish?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Because it's been, I don't know, a few weeks now.
Because you've had a few weeks' notice, haven't you? Than normal.
Yeah, I've had about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, something like that. So 2.5 weeks notice or 3 weeks notice is a little bit better than having like usually a week's notice.
Yeah, sometimes you get a day's or 2 days' notice, don't you? Sometimes.
Yeah, a day or two. I'm alright with that. I've done it. I've done an hour's notice. Well, I've done less than an hour's notice before.
When was that?
Um, when I fought Maxi Hughes,
Oh, really?
I went to fight someone, and the lad hadn't sold enough tickets. So I said, "Oh, let's go home." So I got my stuff, and I was in the car, just about to go home, and they ran out and they said, "Do you fancy a fight now?" I went, "Yeah, go on then." Sound ran back in, got my gloves on. Next thing you know, I was in the ring, against Maxi Hughes, but also fought Paul Holt within an hour. I was sat having a meal in Worcester with my wife and my kid at the time.
You still there, Michael? Ah, signal's gone. We lost signal, guys, but yes. Hang on. Yeah, you were talking about taking the Paul Holt fight on a, was it an hour's notice? You said.
Oh yeah, I was having a meal with my missus and my kid, and they mixed the person up. They weighed in someone else, yeah, and then when they went to go and fight, it was a different person. They was like trying to do one over on him. So they phoned me up and said, "Look, can you fill in? Come and do this." I said, "How long have I got?" They said, "Straight away." So I just went for the speed cameras, bombed it through. Luckily, I didn't get a ticket, and I made it there within 50 minutes. I turned up, didn't warm up, didn't even put any wraps on, and just put some gloves on, got in the ring, and like managed to save the fight for him. But like in the last round, I ducked down, and we had a clash of heads, and I got 28-day ban, and I lost like my next 3 weeks worth of fights.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but yeah, going in at late notice, I've got no problems with that, mate.
You did save the show though, so that must be, you must be happy in that way because you saved him
Oh
a
yeah,
fight.
yeah, it's my job, isn't it? Saving shows. And I actually just got an award for that. Yeah, like like they gave me an award. I can't remember what it was for. I got it here. Look. Here it is. I got an award from the boxing board.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
more recognition for all the hard work I've done, saving shows and stuff like that. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of recognition now and then, you know. And it was a nice free meal with it involved, you know. And then all the people I'm with, they all had champagne. They gave me a bottle of champagne for it as well. So I didn't drink for like about a month or so after.
Did you get you know, when you had 100 fights, did you get don't you get something when you get past 100 fights?
Yeah, but I was fighting up in Liverpool and they didn't even like bother. But I think usually when you have your 100 fights, you usually have it on your home show, but like you're in your hometown where your boxing ball can recognise you. I was up in Liverpool and they didn't even bother. Like I think they announced like, "Oh, well done on 100 fights." That was it. Didn't even. I was a bit gutted really because I told my miss, I said, "Oh, it's my 100 fight tonight, so I'm gonna come home. I'll bring you a bottle of champagne home." And I was really gutted when they didn't give me one.
Because they done that with I think Harry Matthews fought a Goodwin show and he got can't remember what he got. I think he got some sort of trophy, not trophy,
Yeah.
but award thing.
Like a little certificate thing, and yeah, all my mates have got one, but except me. Well, all my mates were a journeyman anyway.
Yeah. Um, and of course, yeah. So you've got this one lined up, the one in Scotland, and then it looks like you're fighting 11th of October as well. I think that's Liam McMillan on in Beverley. That's 4 rounds. That one. It looks like.
Where's Beverly? I don't even know. Yeah, whatever's on that computer, that's what I'm doing, mate. I'll, you know me, mate. I'll just turn up. But
Exactly that.
hopefully there'll be a few more on there because it's the build up to Christmas, and this time of the year, it's like silly season from September to the last weekend before Christmas. It's quite busy. But no, the end of November and the beginning of December, there's you could be fighting every single week because it's all the Christmas shows and the dinner shows. It's chaos fighting in and out every single week. But hopefully that does happen this year because I really want to get quite a few in by the end of the year. And also my medical's up soon, so I want to get a few in before that just in case I don't get through another medical. You know.
Mhm. So how many more fights are you trying to have? Of course, this one, and just see how many you can get, really.
Well, I'm 39 now, so I'm gonna go to 40 no matter what. So after 40, I'll just try and get as many as I can. I'm not really bothered. I ain't got a number in my head. I've spoken to many journeymen in the past, they always have a number in their head. When you get to that number, you're going to want to carry on anyway. So I just ain't got a number on it. I'm just going to go until the boxing board say, look, enough's enough. But I would like one fight's notice, you know, so the last fight, I know it's the last fight. But
Mm.
then when I've finished with professional boxing, you know, who's to say I'm not going to fight on another format? I could go on to that white collar, they have loads and loads of fights everywhere. They could go on to the BKB, you can go anywhere. You know, I know my way around the ring. I've been here 150 times. It's 121 times a pro, 14 times amateur, and then I've had four when I'm unlicensed. I've been in that ring. I actually looked on BoxRec, the amount of minutes I've been in the ring. I've spent over 24 hours fighting in that ring since the beginning of my career. That's a long time. You know, some of these lads retire after like 5 fights. They've had like 5 4 rounders. So half hours worth of fighting. I got over 24 hours worth of fighting in that ring. So I could go on any of them formats. I've got the experience. I know my way around. But there are other options as well. I could have, you know, bit of management. Or I could put some shows on myself. Some of these unlicensed shows, you can just put them on anywhere. And people turn up and want to fight each other. So who knows what's going to happen, and who knows how many fights I'm going to have. Could
Exactly
manage.
that. And yeah, before I let you go, mate, do you want to thank anyone who's helping you in your journey?
Yeah, I do actually. I want to help my wife because she has to like put up with my mood swings during training, and me leaving her like 2 or 3 sets of training kit by the washing machine all the time. She has to do all that, and also I want to thank my dad because he takes me to these fights up in Scotland, Hull, Bournemouth, these places from wherever anyone's listening from right now. I live by Birmingham in the Midlands, so anywhere we go, and it's hardly ever in Birmingham. Anywhere I go, it's 200 miles away. These fights are, and going down to London constantly. And sometimes he's there week in, week out, driving me up and down that motorway. And he does it just for the joy. Just for the joy of seeing his son be happy. So I want to thank him for that, and my coach as well, Adam Harper, because he has to put up with me, and I'm an absolute nightmare.
Yes, and from me, Michael, thank you for your time, and all the best on Friday. Good luck with the fight.
Yeah, Sal, thanks very much, mate.
Thank you. Bye, mate.
Oh, yeah. See you in a bit.